We're glad that you're interested in working with our team to provide one-on-one early intervention services for our young clients on the autism spectrum. Candidates often want to know what a typical day looks like in this role. This short video will provide more details about the responsibilities of this role, a virtual tour of our clinic environment, and what you can expect a typical day to look like. We'll start with roles and responsibilities. The first thing to know is that different organizations have different names for this role. You may have applied to our Early Intervention Specialist, Child Autism Specialist, or Entry-Level Developmental Therapist role. However, internally, we refer to this position as a Behavior Technician or Behavior Therapist, or BT for short. Eventually, all of our BTs will become certified through the Behavior Analyst Certification Board, or BACB, which is the governing body that oversees behavior analytic standards of practice. Our training team will guide all new SOAR BTs through the process of becoming a Registered Behavior Technician, or RBT. This process includes a minimum of 40 hours of training, though at SOAR we provide nearly double that, the completion of a competency assessment overseen by a board-certified behavior analyst, and passing the RBT exam. For more information about the RBT certification process, you can visit the BACB website at bacb.com/RBT. As a full-time behavior technician at SOAR, you will typically have a caseload of between 3 and 5 clients that you'll work with on a regular basis. You'll work with these clients in sessions that are typically 2 to 3 hours long. While in session with a client, a behavior technician will play a lot of different roles. They're the client's primary caregiver, a play partner, a teacher who's providing skill support throughout the day, as well as a collaborator with the rest of the members of the team. Let's learn a little more about what's expected in each of these roles. As a primary caregiver for your client, you'll be responsible for the child's overall care and well-being during your sessions with them. This means that you're the person responsible for supporting the client during routine daily care activities, like eating and drinking, as well as changing diapers and supporting the potty training process. Outside of those routine daily care activities, your main objective will be to get engaged in play activities with your client. Our spaces are intentionally designed and arranged to encourage different types of play with a variety of materials. As you play with the client, you will actively work to create learning opportunities and teach skills within those activities. These skill development goals are determined by the behavior analyst, occupational therapist, and speech therapist, and are intended to teach within the context of play or routine daily care activities. As you teach, you'll track the child's progress on an iPad throughout the day. Finally, you will also be a collaborator, working closely with the other members of the team and communicating regularly with the client's parents. At the beginning of each day when the client is dropped off, you'll get information from the client's parent or caregiver about how the child is doing that day. For example, maybe they didn't sleep well, still need to eat breakfast, or need a diaper change. Similarly, at pickup time, you'll update the parent with notable details about the day. You'll also have regular opportunities to work with the other members of the client's team. You'll have frequent contact with the OT, SLP, and behavior analyst, which I'll tell you more about in just a few minutes. Our clinic has different spaces that are set up to facilitate play and engagement with clients. While the layout of each SOAR clinic is unique, the clinics will have all of the same types of spaces. You'll spend part of your client sessions in our one-on-one therapy rooms. We have many of these at each clinic, and they're all colorfully themed to encourage pretend play. Our themes include things like farm, construction, and dollhouse, like you see here, as well as additional themes like under the sea, space, transportation, and more. Each of these rooms will contain a variety of open-ended toys and materials to use creatively, as well as toys that go along with the theme. The variety of materials will also reflect the different ages and developmental levels of our clients, so there will be toys appropriate for toddlers as well as older preschoolers. Each clinic has designated spaces for occupational and speech therapy. When clients attend their speech and OT sessions at Soar, they'll meet those providers in either the occupational therapy gym or the speech therapy office. There's also a space at each clinic, commonly referred to as the playground, where the clients have more room to do things like run, jump, climb, or ride scooters or trikes. This is also a great place to encourage social interaction, since several children are usually in the area at a time. There's an area at each clinic which resembles what you might see in a preschool classroom, with different areas of space dedicated to different types of play, called centers. There's typically an art center that rotates daily, which you can see some examples of here, as well as a building center with things like blocks, ramps, and cars, a dramatic play and dress-up center, and a library area with cozy places to sit and read books together. Now I'll describe what the schedule of a behavior technician might look like in a typical day. In this example schedule, you start your morning by welcoming your client at 8 a.m. and helping them eat their breakfast. You then move on to some one-on-one learning time in one of our therapy rooms. After that, you'll take the client for a bathroom break or a diaper change before you head to circle time. Circle time length will vary depending on your client's interest, skills, and support needs. Following circle time, you'll go to centers and then end your session on the playground. You then transition to your next client at 10:30. That session starts out with a 30-minute speech session for your client, which gives you the opportunity to take a 10-minute paid break at the beginning of that session. After overlapping for the remainder of speech therapy, you'll take your child to a one-on-one therapy room for some focused play and learning, followed by a bathroom break or diaper change. After that, there will be scheduled art time, followed by lunch. Many of our clients still require naps midday, so we provide time and space for that in those children's schedules. At this time, you'll prepare your child for their nap and help to put them to sleep. After a 30-minute lunch break from 12:30 to 1 o'clock, you'll go to your last client session of the day. That session starts with centers, followed by circle time, and then some time on the playground. After a bathroom break, you transition to a therapy room for more one-on-one focused engagement, play, and teaching, and wrap up with an OT session that includes another 10-minute paid break before you join the OT and your client to work together for the remainder of the session. Again, this is just an example of how a day might look, but hopefully it gives you a sense of how the day flows. Now I'll share more information about the regularly scheduled events that take place across the weeks and months in this role. First, clients will have between 1 and 3 sessions per week with the speech and occupational therapists. These sessions typically last 30 minutes. You'll have the opportunity to take a break for 10 minutes of the session, and then with the remaining 20 minutes, you will overlap to observe, ask questions, and get updates from the clinician. You'll also have scheduled supervision sessions with your BCBA. At SOAR, our BCBAs aim to provide supervision at a rate of 15 to 20% of all client sessions, which means that you will see the BCBA in session roughly every 2 weeks at minimum for each client. During the supervision sessions, the BCBA will join you and your client, and they will analyze the client's progress toward their goals and make any necessary updates to the client programs, as well as provide coaching and support for you in regard to engagement and teaching procedures. Additionally, you'll meet with your BCBA once a month outside of client sessions and participate in staff meetings that occur once a month. You may also get the opportunity to participate in quarterly progress meetings for your clients. Typically, all the care providers for that client attend, in addition to the client's parents. Now I'll share a couple of ways for you to get more information ahead of your interview. If you'd like to learn more about our therapy model at SOAR, visit our website and click on the heading titled Our Approach. Here you can learn more about the Early Start Denver model and our integrated care team. If you have any questions ahead of your interview or need to cancel or reschedule your interview time, feel free to call or text 720-706-8050 or email us at hiring@soarautismcenter.com. We look forward to seeing you soon.